Hello. Yes, we welcome you back to our channel, Natural Sciences Grade 8 and 9. That's the name of the channel. And we are looking at this question today. It says that South Africa has only one commercial nuclear power station, the Koeberg Power Station in Cape Town. In a nuclear power station, radioactive elements undergo fission or fusion to produce energy which is used to produce electricity. Okay? Then A. Name any two elements which are radioactive. Okay? Yes, that's the information. Koeberg in Cape Town is the only nuclear power station in South Africa. And the nuclear power station are used to produce electricity. So what happens inside nuclear power station is that the radioactive element undergo fission or fusion to produce energy which is used to produce electricity. So the question says that name any two elements which are radioactive. They say write the name and the symbol. The first one is uranium. Symbol is U. And the second one is radium, which is Ra. Yeah, these are some of the few examples of radioactive elements which can be used in the nuclear reactors to produce electricity. Yeah, then we come to this question. It says that in the simplest term, define fission. So what is fission? Fission is the splitting of an atom into smaller atoms. It normally occurs with heavy atoms. So it's normally the splitting of heavy atoms into smaller atoms. Yeah, the next one, fusion. Yeah, what is fusion or nuclear fusion? This is the combining of smaller atoms to form a bigger atom, or the combining of lighter atoms to form a heavy atom. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, then we come to this question. It says that the list below highlights the steps, not in order, through which electricity is produced in a nuclear power station or in the nuclear power station. So these are the steps through which electricity is produced in the nuclear power station. And they say arrange them in the correct order of occurrence. Yeah. So which one comes first? Let us look at them. Here they say steam from the boiling water drives the turbine. Obviously, that one cannot be the first one. Uranium rods are inserted into the nuclear reactor. Yes, that's probably one of the initial steps. The turning of the turbines makes the generator to turn to produce electricity. Yes, that's another step. Nuclear fission takes place, releasing a large amount of heat. That's another step. The heat produced from fission boils water to steam. Then the generator sends the generated electricity to the grid. So which one comes first? Is 2. Uranium rods are inserted into nuclear reactor. That's the initial stage. Okay? So what's the next step? Is here number 4. Nuclear fission takes place. Okay? When rods are inserted into the nuclear reactor, then nuclear fission takes place. Okay? Then the next step, the fission releases energy, so it's here. The heat from nuclear fission, so that's number 5, boils water to produce a steam. Then the steam from the boiling water, that's the next one, drives the turbine. Okay. Then what is next? Next is the turning of the turbine makes the generator to turn to produce electricity. That's number 3. And then lastly, it's number 6. The electricity produced is sent into the grid. Yeah, those are the essential steps for producing electricity from nuclear power station. Yeah, then we come to this question. It says that give the advantages of producing electricity from nuclear over coal. Okay. Yeah, what advantage do we get from nuclear? Okay, the first advantage is that very small amount of radioactive element is required to produce a large amount of electricity. This is unlike the coal where you have to get tons and tons of electricity. Here, a small amount can produce a very big amount of electricity. So that's the first advantage. Yeah, that is it. A large amount of electricity is produced from only a small amount of radioactive elements. Okay? And the second advantage is that it does not lead to production of gases like carbon dioxide, which harm the environment. Yeah, then we come to this question. It says that state the disadvantages of nuclear power. Okay, what are they? Okay, the first one is that nuclear power requires a large initial cost of construction. To establish a nuclear power station, you need a lot of cash, a lot of money. That's why most of the poor countries don't have them. Yeah, the second disadvantage is that it can be used for dangerous activities and purposes like nuclear weapon. So care should be taken to supervise its use. The other disadvantage is that a lot of care should be taken to prevent radiations. It produces dangerous radiations which cause cancers. Yeah, that is that. And with that, I would like to thank you for your time. The channel is Natural Sciences Grade 8 and 9. That's the name of the channel with me, Richard here. We urge you to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share. Yeah, we believe we are the best. So Stick with us. You won't regret. Yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.